the biggest thing, and get this over with. This is what everybody wants to hear. Fucking tag team tournament match. Luchasaurus gets hurt, tears a hamstring or whatever. So what do they do in their tag team tournament match? To partner with fucking Jungle Boy against the Lucha Brothers, the supposedly hottest, biggest stars in Lucha Libre today, tag team, and a big name to all the independent wrestling fans. I've seen him in MLW. Who partners with Jungle Boy besides Luchasaurus? Marko fucking Stunt. Marko fucking Stunt. Now, I know I read on the internet afterwards that Luchasaurus hurt his hamstring. Excalibur's mush-mouth fucking delivery tried to tell us in this match, but I couldn't understand him because he sounded like a mark calling wrestling in his friend's basement on VHS, which is he's one generation removed from. And so let's see, what else could they have done? So people said, well, they had to get the match was advertised. They wanted to give the people as close to what was advertised. Here's what they could have done. Luchasaurus is hurt. Jungle Boy is a future fucking star. Instead of just burying him and killing him deader than 4 o'clock, let's let Jungle Boy wrestle one of the Lucha Brothers in a single match. Winner advances. Because since the Lucha Brothers were advancing, it wouldn't hurt Jungle Boy to do a job as a single, one of these veterans. He could get some sympathy. Let's say Jungle Boy's got to challenge both of them. He's got to wrestle both of them, like the old fucking tag team deal. And they beat him 2-on-1. Or let's say a fucking babyface, like that needs a nice, good, solid fucking showing and a win, like an Adam Page. Let's say that 2-on-1, the Lucha Brothers handicap match beat the fuck out of Jungle Boy, and he's selling, and the people are behind him, and finally out comes Adam Page to take the tag. And he gets the hot tag, and he cleans house, and he beats the fucking Lucha Brothers. But because they're heels, they complain to AEW and to whoever their fucking commissioner / matchmaker / running the fucking show is on the air, and they're going to have to figure that out. And AEW rules that the decision is invalid because Adam Page was not part of the fucking match. So the Lucha Brothers, as heels, advance even though they lost, and it doesn't make any difference on their record. Or any one of or just postpone the goddamn match. But instead, in a tag team tournament, supposedly for your World Tag Team Championship, on national television, on a show on TNT that's only been on for 3 fucking weeks, you put Marko Stunt. Fuck the fact that you're going to get him hurt. I've been saying this, they're going to get this kid hurt. I don't care anymore. He's already been hurt. He hurt himself before. He's going to do it again. I'm not even worried about him now because he is as big a part of this fucking fiasco as the rest of these enablers and fuckwits. Fuck you, Marko Stunt. I might have wanted to be goddamn Ron Jeremy at one point, but I didn't have the equipment for it, so I watched the movies. I didn't participate in them. You fucking little dweeb, you twit shit, you fuckwad. You're an embarrassment. It's an embarrassment they put this small fucking child. That's all over Twitter. It's an embarrassment. It's people calling me on the phone right now. Hold on one second. Yes, I agree. It's embarrassing what they did on AEW. And as soon as I finish recording my podcast, I'll call you back and tell you more about it personally. But right now you're on the air, so bye. See? They're calling all over the place. They're talking about it. It was an embarrassment. They put Marko Stunt on television for the people that they're trying to get to watch their program. Yes, the defective-minded cosplay wrestling fans that see nothing wrong in this. Oh, well, at least he got beat. No shit. The 5-foot fucking 98-pound fucking computer game nerd got beat. Big fuck with the flousy hair and the fucking sunken chest and the sallow body and the fucking pale fishy white physique. He was in a professional wrestling ring with other wrestlers. I'm astonished that not only did they kill all the credibility of their tag team championship, Stacy walked in the room and looked at the screen and laughed and said, "What is this guy, a midget?" and walked out. On Twitter, a bunch of people said we saw this and could take no more. The Lucha Brothers, I can't fucking believe that they did not refuse to be involved in this, and I hope that TNT does not air in Mexico. It's embarrassing. Whoever thought that this should fly should be shot. And I can tell you right now, they're supposed to be wanting to kick Vince McMahon's ass in this big wrestling war that they're already fucking losing with shit like this. I guarantee you that Kevin Dunn or Bruce Pritchard or somebody else high, way up high in Vince McMahon's colon turned that program on and pointed Vince's face to it and said, look what they've got on TV opposite our show. And they all started laughing. And they were right to. They were completely justified in making mockery of this horse shit. So fuck all y'all. Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy should have won the whole fucking thing. And I hope that Luchasaurus is not hurt badly. But that they have this fucking little fucking prick, this little uncircumcised, hatchet-headed goof with them, and he's pretending to be a professional wrestler, and you people are enabling it on your air, is going to cost you the fucking wrestling war. Not to mention a bunch of 1,000 fucking people watching who just scoff, laugh, and turn the channel because they're not part of your fucking bubble, you dimwits, you nitwits. And there's a picture-in-picture during the break of this match went a break. He had offense. The Lucha Brothers were selling for the small child. And it had picture-in-picture during a break so that people could tell that it wasn't safe yet to switch over from NXT. So anyway, it was a complete embarrassment to the business. They beat on Marko Stunt through the whole break and didn't beat him. Then he made his own comeback before giving Jungle Boy a rotten cold tag, which I would have fired him for to begin with, even if he wasn't a goddamn glorified fucking midget. And then he was doing dives and 450s 30 seconds later after they beat on him through the whole break and had beat on him some more before that. Then the Mexicans did a bunch of shit and they beat Marko Stunt. And it was a fucking embarrassment to the profession. And this is exactly what I knew was going to happen when all their buddies got jobs, because Tony Khan is a fucking mark and his father's rich and he got sold a bill of goods by a bunch of suckers that are high on themselves and live in this world where they think that the goofy shit they do gets over. This was the epitome of exactly what the fuck is going to happen to this fucking company. A 98-pound Japanese schoolgirl beat the most marketable American female that they probably have on their roster, followed by a 100-pound fucking goof who looks like a pus-filled pocket pussy flinging around one of their top tag teams in their tag team title tournament. What did you think?
I had a big problem with the match, too. I said if they're going to do this, the Lucha Brothers need to destroy them right away. If not, what's the point? Why does every match have to go 20 minutes? Again, it goes back to that. At least on NXT, they have some squash matches. And I get it, this is part of the tournament, but it looks ridiculous. And I've heard people say, oh, well, casuals may like it. I can tell you, my kids saw it and they thought it was weird. They weren't really interested enough to stay in the room. And have you seen some of the arguments against your point of view on Twitter? The whole, you're against fun or you have a problem with smaller wrestlers getting a chance.
Oh, yeah, they compared this little fucking idiot to Rey Mysterio. That's like comparing the fucking guy that fucking delivers my Chinese food from Lou's Garden to Bruce Lee. The similarity ends there. You fucking morons. Rey Mysterio was a goddamn once in a fucking generation athlete who still looked physically, even though he was smaller, a whole lot better than this little fucking dweeb, who also grew up around wrestling and had the benefit of his family and the entire culture of Lucha Libre to educate him from a young age. And or then there's Marko Stunt. Fuck you fucking morons. That's why I block all these idiots. I don't want their stupid clogging up the Twitter for the cult members who actually have a cognitive brain function. But it's ridiculous. No, it's preposterous visually. It's an embarrassment. It's stupid. It's silly. And yes, their fans get a kick out of it. And they better hope they've got enough of them to keep them in business for the next 10 years, because they ain't going to make any more with it. They're going to run all those people off because those people have what's called common fucking sense. Anyway, I'm mad. I'm going to get through the rest of this thing so I can get to the good stuff.
That whole commercial break, though, they're beating on him. All I'm thinking is, does anyone ever go for a pin? Does anyone ever try to win?
Well, no, because the Lucha Brothers were smart enough to do the old thing where it don't cover. Dick the Bruiser never covered anybody till it was the finish, right? And then he beat him. Because if they covered him, he'd have to kick out.
He kicked out of one of those big moves. I forget exactly which one. I couldn't believe it. I said, you got to be kidding me.
You can't save this. You can't justify this. You can't rationalize this. Marko Stunt is an embarrassment, and a lot of their company is going to be exposed as this because they're more concerned with getting their friends jobs from the billionaire Mark. I'm sorry, Tony, but, fuck. You let Marko Stunt on your television program, so we got absolutely nothing to talk about. I'm going to just have to tell the truth. They let they've hoodwinked this billionaire Mark into getting all their friends fucking jobs, and now they're putting shit like that on television. And fuck you if you like it. That's what I've got to say.